Hello everyone, and welcome to Truly Bedrock Season 4. This is episode 23. How's everybody doing? I'm doing great. So, last time, we worked on some interior base work. We got the telescope built, and the main part of the facade of the base is nearing completion, which is an exciting thing, right? The idea, the build that I had in my head has come out into this, and it's working really well. Also, we had a live stream where we built this cool spider that houses our spider farm, and I have plans. I have a little bit of a plan for this backside eventually. Yep. So, with all of that being done, I have gone around and collected a little bit of stuff to start work on what I want to work on today. Again, if we go over to our boards here, the telescope, the entrance, and the shop, this is almost complete. The shop is the only thing that's not. We have to get these shulker boxes full. We have to get this place kind of set up. I need some signage that's going to point people up to the telescope for the other items that we are going to sell. Dye farm and cactus farm is what I want to work on today. In my inventory here, I have a bunch of redstone bits, I have a bunch of iron bits, I have some glass, I have some grass, I have some deep slate, and it is time. It is time to go work on this area down below. Perfect. So, what I have originally marked out is this block right here is the outside edge of our base area. So let's throw down the redstone. As you can see, I have grabbed a bunch of stuff. We went mining, got a bunch more redstone. I've made 2 stacks of hoppers. I have made a bunch of dispensers. I've got observers. The only thing that I haven't made yet is pistons and sticky pistons. We are going to need a bunch of those. But to get this farm started, what I want to do is I want to place down some chests. So should have chests like this all the way around these farms. I know I have these center chests here, but they're not going to coincide with the dye farms just yet. I do like, however, that these pretty much mash up very, very well right here. There we go. So these are going to be the chests in which all of our flowers and stuff are going to be collected. This is an exciting time. Very exciting time, except when we do that. Don't want to ruin the floor. So now the next quest is to place down a bunch of hoppers. Right? We are essentially going to have 3 hoppers coming off of each one of these chests, like so. We are going to have a hopper here, and a hopper here, and then a hopper like that. That is most of what we need to do as far as hoppers go, which is why I've made so many. So, I'm going to place down a bunch of hoppers. So with all of the hoppers placed, I've gone around and placed a block, like so, all the way around this area, and what I need to do now is I need to shove a minecart in here. We're also going to need to set a dispenser right here, which I have. That's going to be a very important piece that we need to do all the way around this thing. So getting a minecart hopper into this location is very easy. Push like so. Mine everything. Some of it's going to end up in here. That's no problem. Then we just build this up 3 blocks like so. Dispenser. Very, very nice. The next thing that we can do, or the next thing that we will do after this, is actually move this flower to this position here, because this is the main bone mealing part of the farm. Very, very nice. Very, very easy. I cannot wait to get these things going. Oh, we're losing minecart rails. Yeah, there's one. I had 11 on me, which means... There it is. So, I'm going to go around, I'm going to place all of the dispensers in, I'm going to place all of the minecart hoppers in. We also need to get rails placed in like so, with a powered rail here, for a minecart to kind of go round and round and round and back and forth. I actually think, yeah. That'll be fine. Through my testing, there is a little bit of loss with the rails. These corners don't quite catch items that land on the corner, but it'll be fine. And we should have all the rails that we need as well, including powered rails. So, let's place in a bunch of rails. Let's place in a bunch of everything else. And let's get this place almost ready to go. So I went ahead and got one of the flower farms actually complete. We do need to put in some grass. We need to put in the minecarts that you can see kind of riding around inside here. These are doing great. They're a little slow because they're colliding with the corners, but it's going to work for what we need. We have some pistons that are going to be popping our flowers off from this guy here. Then what we have is every time there is a signal to the dispenser, this observer is going to be firing the pistons. I have an observer here and one facing into the dispenser. And as a matter of fact, we can demonstrate that here. We have a observer like this, and then we have one being pushed and pulled by a sticky piston. So when we turn this thing on and have some bone meal in it, this is going to produce just a ton of flowers, as you can see. Now with the glass and all of the protective layers that we have on there, all of these items should be collected. I did have some issues in my testing world, as I said before, where like the corner where this glass meets the other glass, items getting stuck in there, but it doesn't look like we've had too many issues here. And we are out of bone meal, but I have quite a bit of glue dye just from this little bit of running our farm. I've got 2 stacks and 19 over here, and 2 stacks and 18 over here. That is nice. That is one single piece of, or a stack of bone meal. So essentially what I have at the moment is I've got a lot of bone meal. I have enough to manually fill these farms with 9 stacks of bone meal each, which is going to produce me a lot of flowers. I've got a full double chest here, which would carry 6 dispensers worth of bone meal, and then I have enough over here to fill up the other 2, leaving me a whole stack of bone meal, or rather 9 stacks of bone meal, and then some. So all I have to do, if I wanted to, is I could fire up this moss giant right here, let this thing collect a little bit of bone meal whilst we're working down in the basement, and we're going to have more than enough bone meal to suffice these farms. So now what I need to do is I need to repeat this layer over and over again. I think we'll go over here to where I've kind of got this one going on, and it's pretty simple. We dig down just a little bit. We dig down a lot. We go back up. I forgot part of this farm is going to be like this. We go ahead and put this guy here, and our sticky piston is actually going to sit right at this layer here. So all I have to do is get that bad boy out and come up here and do that and get out of the hole. Then we will come around the front, and we're actually going to have the lever for the farm in this block right here. So I should be able to come here like so. There is my sticky piston. Place in these blocks again. Very, very rudimentary bone or redstone here. I should put this on a better block than just stone, but it's fine. We shouldn't be digging that close to the farm anyway, and then we're going to use some stone brick. Power this thing and unpower this. That will pull this observer back into the ground, nice and easy. Up here, we are going to actually place in another observer, like so. We are going to place in a temporary block, like so. And then hop down here, grab our regular pistons, and we're going to place these guys in facing down like this. Very, very simple. We'll get that one momentarily. If we didn't already get it, watch the pushing and pulling of the minecarts. Do something like this, and let's go ahead and knock both of these out again. I guess I could have waited to put the dispenser here. Grab my redstone, put redstone all up on the top of this bad boy right like so. And we can do a couple other things whilst we are up here. I'm going to need to actually grab some more glowstone. I'm going to need to grab some more glass, but it's fine. We can put those pieces in, and the top section of our farm is done. Next thing that we're going to want to do is grab ourselves a couple of minecarts. Grab ourselves a couple of minecart hoppers. Grab our grass. And then we are just going to place grass on top of all of the rails here. Swing around to the back of the farm, placing the hopper minecart here. Give her a little shove. Whoa, did you guys see that? That is bedrock, baby. Oh, yeah. And there we go. Now all I need to do is grab the rest of the deep slate layer, put that all the way around this farm like so. And this is just to kind of purify it a little bit, the deep slate. I love the way these tiles look. We can, I'm thinking about changing out some of these front blocks. The deep slate's kind of the block where you just kind of look at it and you're just like, maybe we'll even encapsulate like a cube. You know, this is a living design. Go ahead and put that guy there. Do I like this better? It gives it some more structure, and there again, I don't need the side bits in. I like this. Yeah. We'll just do this. Grab some more. We've got plenty of deep slate. We've got plenty of materials on that front. We don't have enough glass. So then we'll do the same thing over here. We'll come down 2 blocks like so all the way around, and then we will place in what little bit of glass we have, leaving a spot for a hopper. And as you can tell, these guys are kind of zooming around here, as opposed to the other side where they're very slow, and that is because they're hitting on these blocks here. Now before we get carried away and fill this in, where our chests are, I am going to place in some stairs. So that we have this here, but we also have a little bit of a solid footing. We're going to place that in, we're going to place that in, and that is looking really, really good. Finish placing in the rest of the deep slate, which again I ran out of, no big deal. We'll grab more glass. Glass on the front. Glass on the side. And that is this one pretty much complete. Like I said, we're going to need to go get glowstone. We're going to need to go get glass. And outside of that, I don't think we have much to do. These are eventually going to be the input sections of where we're going to have the bone meal when we figure out how we're going to get that all down here and stuff. The center section, I talked about some nano farms, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave like this section and the one directly opposite open, and I'm only going to put in a single nano farm here that is going to produce for me like carrots or potatoes or wheat for a villager, and then over here we are going to place in sugarcane. This way, we're maximizing our stuff. When we start messing around with the villagers, we don't need one of every kind, you know, carrots, potatoes, wheat, all that stuff. We can get away with looking at the trades and seeing, okay, this guy's got potatoes, we're going to use him. We will have pumpkin and melon farms, pumpkin, melon, opposite corners, filtering down probably into these chests. That's what I'm going to use these middle ones for. These two will be for the sugarcane farm. These two will be for the potato, carrot, wheat farm, whatever I decide. And that is going to be completely interchangeable. We can put whatever we want in it. This is going to collect the drops from like a cactus farm, and this one's going to collect the drops from the pumpkin farm. This one would be what is going to be our jungle wood. Cocoa beans, that's what they're called. Oh boy. One thing I did forget to mention is underneath these chests, we are going to place a little bit of glowstone with some stone bricks on top of them like that. This is going to be our stone brick floor. That is going to be using stone and stone brick and polished andesite and things like that. So to have a little bit of light, we're going to put it underneath the chests. I will have to figure out this center section because it is going to get dark. I need lights under all of these chests all the way around, which is why I need more glowstone. Well, there's a lot of work to still do, but I did run 9 stacks of bone meal through each one of these farms here. So we've got quite a bit of flowers. We'll take a look at those in just a minute. I missed one. But yes, I've got quite a bit of different dyes here, which is going to be nice. We've got enough to start filling up the shulker boxes that are eventually going to be our shop. And I actually ran this farm a little bit previously, so this already had some flowers in it, but it is looking good. I do need to keep in mind, though, that we are going to be using these two to produce a purple dye. So we actually need like this much blue, and then we're going to need, you know, half of what's in here with red. The thing about the poppies and the dandelions, though, is we get extra dandelions in with the poppies, and we get poppies in with the dandelions. So we could sort that out. But I really don't see the point right now of messing around with this. It's fine. It's only a couple of stacks. But it is what it is, right? So now that I have all of this, what I need to do is grab all of these different flowers and start taking them upstairs. What I'm going to do is grab the shulker boxes that are associated with the colors, and we're going to pull these and we're going to take them downstairs and fill them up. This way we have all the things that we need to do. All the things that we need to do, we have all the dyes in their corresponding shulker boxes. Now, like I said, some of these are going to get crafted. Some of these I've got to wait. I forgot about the cyan one here that's going to be green and blue. We don't have the cactus farm set up just yet, or the cocoa bean farm. That is going to be a work in progress, and getting all of the bone meal and stuff down from the moss giants down to the farms is still something I have to work out. But let's get some dye moved. Alright, so we got the dye in the appropriate shulker boxes. This one was already pre-filled, so we have white dye, we have light gray, we have red, we have spider eyes, we have orange, we have yellow, we have light blue, blue. Managed to have enough dye to make a full shulker box of purple. We have magenta, and we have pink, which is awesome. We're missing these 3 colors right here, and of course the brown that is over there. I did go buy some jungle logs in preparation for the next part of our project, which probably isn't going to happen in this episode. Unfortunately, this has taken a lot longer to get done than I originally anticipated, so we are going to have to wait for the cactus farm and the cocoa bean farm until next time. But as I've sat here looking at this farm, I think eventually we are going to want to set up some form of ink sac production, right? The only bad thing is we can't do it here in the base. We have to do it in an ocean or river biome according to Wiki. I can see the top of that from back here. Yeah, it just caught my eye. So that's a project for another day. I'm happy with the progress that's been made, and as I've said many times before, we still do have to figure out how to hook up one of these moss giants to the basement and get this thing up and running. To the point where I no longer have to manually feed bone meal into these guys, and they can just run. Minecart's still in here? They are, that's good. The other thing that I really want to do is I think we're gonna... somehow, some way, we're gonna put, like, red blocks up here of sorts. We're gonna put blue up here. This way we know which farm is which. So there's a lot of work to be done down in this area. This is, like my other areas, a work in progress. Luckily for me, I was smart enough when I built this that I was planning my roof to actually be at this layer. So we're just going to cover this. That gives me a 2-block gap between the floor and the ceiling to run the hoppers down into this farm and split off, so to speak, to the associating farms. So, with that being said, I still have to plan it all out, but I've got some other plans that I want to get done first. If you guys remember the last episode, I talked about hiring a professional to help us with this area. I have some ideas, but I'm no good at interior decoration. You know, I'm getting better at things. We're getting better at building, and we're still, you know, we're still using deep slate and blackstone and nether brick and stuff like that. But we're getting there, right? We're branching out and we're doing bigger and better things. And I think it's time for us to put in our repertoire of building skills a little assistance from someone who is well known for building interior designs that are truly wonderful.
Ooh. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
I hear through the grapevine, you know, and you just asking me, that you need help.
I do. So, welcome.
Hi.
As you can see in front of you, I'm setting up a little bit of a shop.
Mm-hmm.
And this is as far as I got, and I'm stumped.
Okay, is this the location in which you want the shop, or is this just your inventory?
This is kind of the way I've got it laid out. So if you look in some of these shulker boxes, they're full of what we're selling.
Okay.
Not all of them.
Okay, so wrong one. No. Ooh, orange dye. Okay.
This one's special. This one's not dye.
Oh, yeah. Okay, spider eyes. We like spider eyes.
So right now I don't have stock of green, cyan, lime, and brown, but everything else is full, and I just don't... Look, my creative juices ran out.
I was gonna say, I was flying in and I saw your spider, and not to mention your Coolio telescope. So you're doing great. I don't know how to be of service.
I don't know. That's why I brought you in. You
Okay.
do wonders with small spaces. You know, I put a mushroom. Somebody built a mushroom over at your base, and I saw it. And
It was So good. I loved it. It was a great inspiration for my little weird witchy shop. It's like crystals. I just thought, you know what? Somebody who sells crystals would love a mushroom, like just a big old giant mushroom. So couldn't help it. It needed to happen.
Well,
But absolutely, I can help. But I think that the first thing is, if this is where you want to shop, we're gonna have to section it out a little bit. Like, this is a lot of big open space.
yeah, it's kind of gonna serve as a dual purpose, right? This isn't gonna
Okay.
be the only place that I have items for sale because I want people. I mean, we can move this. This doesn't have to be. This is me just kind of starting to try to plan. I do want people to be able to come in here and go up to the telescope, and then I want to sell some stuff up there too. It's like a
Oh,
gift
so just
shop.
this. Oh, that's gonna look cool. So just like a big old, like a museum sort of thing, like when you go
Uh,
in and you're like, ooh, and each little area has something you can buy, stuff or
yeah, like
something you can
a
see.
planetarium, or is that what
Ooh,
it's?
okay.
Yeah,
Yes, I think so.
base
I I
slash.
think there is definitely a lot of potential here, and I'm pretty sure we can create something really cool.
Yeah.
I think though, maybe what we're gonna have to do is cut real quick and maybe do some layout, or talking about potential.
Well, Jesse and I hung out for a little while and brainstormed some ideas. It got to be a little too late for both of us. She had some things that she had to get up and do, likewise did I. So we didn't get another clip recorded, but basically, as you can see, we've cleaned up all the things that were going on up here. So if I'm being perfectly honest, I was at a creator's block. I had no idea what I wanted to do or how to get this plan off the road. And we've been doing pretty good this season with random builds and the observatory and all the things that we have, which is why I called a professional. So through the conversations, we've talked about sectioning off this area here, which I don't really want to do. I like the openness of our base here. And talked about potentially putting the shops up here as well, but I kind of want a dual purpose thing, right? I want this to be like a planetarium where people can come in and look. What? What is that? Oh. Oh, this is. Oh, Mushroom Man got me in trouble. Look at that. That is from Jade. I know that's from Jade. Aha. That's alright. That's alright. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. But as we were saying, I do want to sell like moon rocks and asteroids and meteorites and things up here. So, to take a little breather from the brainstorming process, I took Jessie down through the different layers of my base, which she absolutely loved. Loved the creativity that goes into these rooms, as well as the functionality of everything, and how we have the different layers for different things. And the idea that she proposed was to sell stuff on these layers, which is brilliant, right? She doesn't think that she did me very much in the way of help, but trust me, I was at a block. The talking and going back and forth was awesome. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to end up setting up some kind of like, I don't know, shulker box or something where we can sell our different items. So I think I'm going to pull the honey farm or the honey shop out of the nether and put it down here. I'm also looking at potentially selling nether wart because we're starting to get a lot of it. So down in this area, I'm going to sell spider eyes, honey, honeycomb, and nether wart. Potentially candles. I don't know. Candles haven't really been selling, and really there's only one person that's been buying them. But we have a ton of honeycomb. We have a ton of honey. And this would be perfect. It would be... it's such a simple thing, right? But I just was having one of those brain farts, I guess. Down here, we're probably not going to sell anything at the moment. This is just my smeltery room. But we will bring people down through here. And then we're going to put the dyes down here. Right? I put my shulker boxes in the farms like this. I can put a sign. I think we're going to put a directory up there. Upstairs. To direct people, I think we can create some banners to have like different floors and stuff like that. We can have a directory down here saying that, you know, you're on floor number 1. Go upstairs to the telescope, to upper floor 1, and you can get your moon items there, and then the directory can lead you to the bottom floor 1, bottom floor 2, bottom 4, bottom? I said bottom? Bottom floor 3 to get all your dye needs. And this way people can come in here and start buying out the dyes that we have. So, with these ideas in mind, the creative juices got flowing again, and I have so many ideas of what we're going to do with this room and all the things. I've been messing around with a little bit of decoration because I didn't like all the deep slates, and to be honest with you, considering that we're selling a bunch of dyes, this is a little too dark for my taste. I think we need to liven this place up with like some oak wood, maybe even like stone, but the floor is going to be stone, which will make things kind of difficult. I did try to line this with pink concrete, which I have in here. I didn't like it. It didn't look good. So we're going to leave that idea for a later date. And I think the first thing that needs to happen is we need to make the floor, right? Before we do anything else. And as a matter of fact, that's where my water went. Once we get the floor in place, then we can start directing certain things. I do want to basically have shulker boxes and tell people that the shulker boxes are the items for sale and any and all chests are not. A lot of things to do. We need to figure out where to put these other 6 dyes, which I'm thinking, you know, we're going to have like a bamboo. We're going to have a sugarcane and a mini farm over there, micro farm. We're going to have an entrance so we can get back to the cocoa bean farm, and we're going to have an entrance so we can get back to the cactus farm, even though we don't need to. So maybe in these entrances we can have the corresponding colors, right? There's 6 of them, so we could lay out 3, maybe here, and then 3 over here. I don't know yet. It's all a work in progress, but many thanks goes out to Jessie for helping us out. I know she feels like she didn't help, but you really did. Thank you. Now, on that note of thanking Jessie for the help, what I want to do is I wanted to pay her and she wouldn't let me, right? I said, here, let me pay you with something I know you're going to need for your time and your services. Wouldn't take it. Didn't accept it. Didn't want it. So we are going to do this anyway. I'm going to give her all these candles. I have so much honeycombs. I have so much string from the spider farm that we're going to give her a bunch of candles. So thanks again for the inspiration. Is that how we spell it? For the inspiration? Yeah. Inspiration. I think that's right. Doesn't matter. This isn't about spelling. This is about, you know, giving gifts. So, now that we have a plan and we're back in full swing of things, if you guys didn't notice between the last episode and this one, I was struggling creatively for what we were going to do, and now I think I've got some crazy plans. A few things that I want to do is I want to put some sort of let me out. Got it. I want to put up a nether portal. I'm thinking like over here somewhere. All of this is the snowier snow, powdered snow. so we don't want to get crazy, but I'm thinking another portal in line with the center of my base right here. And then have a path that leads up to the shops. This way people can come in the entrance, they can check out the different things, and I will have signs directing them to the directory, and then... I'm going to put signs like right here saying not this way, Jade. The sign over there that says not this way, Jade, and sign I'm going to lead to the director. Oh man. Yep. So that's what we're going to do. And as a matter of fact, I am so inspired for all of this and the upcoming things that I want to do. I'm going to finish recording. This is going to be the last clip. We're going to edit. We're going to render this video. We're going to get it ready for upload. And I am going to start recording the next one immediately, within 20 minutes of me ending this. So, now maybe longer. Editing might take a little bit longer. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you guys know the routine. Please let me know by leaving a like, a comment. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check the description down below for all the different ways to follow me, including Twitter, Twitch, Discord. There's a link to my second channel there where I put up all my live streams, though I'm a little behind on that, but we won't talk about that. There's a link to Patreon as well. There's a link to the Truly Bedrock website, the Truly Bedrock Discord, as well as all the other Truly Bedrock members' YouTube channels. Be sure to check them out if you haven't already. A lot of great stuff over there. Anyway, once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the continued support. You guys are great, and I will see you on the next one.